This journey of Haribhavan was not planned. It actually happened as an accident. I used to take care of the cows. And when I sit beside my friends, they used to say, the cow smell is there. Those days I used to come and cry with my dad. And I told my dad, you are not allowing me to do anything. He said, I never put you in schools to come and develop my mess. But I had a lot of interest towards this. I didn't want to go work for someone. Studying in MBA is not just to develop somebody else's business. Why can't you develop your own business? Lot of things to do, no money. Again, I took a bus, went to the same person, and he gave me another 50,000. And I said, I will never cheat you. Repeated times I went and met him, and I almost took 4 lakhs from him. I started the restaurant. So 2 years I struggled, faced all the problems, and a lot of debts also. Later I got married in 2003. Luckily something changed and totally the thing got reversed. I paid up all my debts, cleared up everything. Customers turned up. Business started growing and giving me profits. After that, I started air conditioning on the first floor. And again, we started a rooftop on the same building. I've seen a lot of brands which have expanded a lot and got diluted. And they are not happy with what they are doing it. They will have to run behind the numbers. You are taken on a ride. You will have to run. I will take my own time, slow and steady. Nothing I need to prove to someone. And how much ever I earn, I'm going to have the same to idli and same to dosas. Buy a lot of assets and keep it for my children. I think that is the wrong way to raise a kid. I like to give them a lot of liabilities. I've created a stage for them. Let them come and put the background and dance. And I didn't want to make them lazy by giving everything.
Beautiful. Bala, welcome to Restrocast.
Thank you.
I'm really, really glad that you said yes to doing this, because I feel that there are such hidden gems in the veins of India, which people in metro cities, people in rest of the India, they never get to know unless, of course, they happen to visit a city. And you are here from a city which is very close to my heart. Though I don't understand or speak a word of Tamil, but Coimbatore was the first city that helped me create a base for my dream of building a software company. And having you here is an absolute pleasure today.
Thank you. Thank you for the invite.
So Haribhavam and its success over many decades, I want to dive in to all of that. But if you can start with an intro of how do you define what is Haribhavam and what you guys do today in Coimbatore?
Yeah. This journey of Haribhavan was not planned and started as a restaurant or a mess or something like that. It actually happened as an accident. So I have to say some story to elaborate that. My father, when he came to Coimbatore city searching for a job, he was taken by a person to the owner of the mansion called Haribhavan. So this Haribhavan was a mansion. It was not a restaurant actually.
It was somebody's house.
Yes, a mansion in the sense, they used to say it as a lodging house. Those days, there were no big hotels with rooms. They used to call it as mansions, which was rented on monthly basis. So in this mansion, my father went and asked for a job. The owner of the mansion, Mr. P. Venkatachalam Chettiar, he owns a hardware shop in the downtown area. So he told my father to take care of the mansion as a room boy. So my father was engaged as a room boy there at the age of 16 to 17 years. This was in 60s. So my father was taking care of the mansion. He was the only person who was in charge of the mansion. There was no manager, supervisor, anybody. The owner blindly believed him at that age and asked him to take care of the mansion. He was taking well care about the mansion. He used to buy food for the people who used to stay there from outside. They were all working for government. The people who were staying there all were government employees, like collectors, PA, RTO, sales tax persons like that. So they go in the morning after their breakfast and they come back only in the evening. So afternoon lunch, they take it in their offices. So when they come back in the evening, he used to go buy food for them again from outside. And this was happening over the years. So there was an old lady who was having a small idli shop near our mansion. My father used to buy idlis and dosas for them in the morning. So this was keeping on happening for years. At one point of time, this old lady went to the native and she's never back. Didn't know what happened to her. For months, she didn't come back. At this point of time, it's almost my father is 22, 23 years of age. And he has married my mom. That was a love marriage those days. And my mom was a housewife, but still she was having a small shop at a vegetable market nearby. My family business those days, my mother's side was vegetable business in the market. She used to take care of that and come back home as a housewife. She was there. And these people, when the old lady was not there, they didn't get proper food. So they wanted some good homely food. They requested my dad. My dad's name is Raju. They used to call him Raju. Raju, why can't you help us give some homely food? Can you just ask your wife to do something for us till the lady returns? They didn't know the lady will never come back. So they said for those days, so even we are getting upset of all these foods. So my dad went and requested my mom, can you do something for them till the old lady comes back? My mom didn't say no for that. Okay, I'll do it. No? She lit the stove for making some idlis for them. That was the start of Haribhavan. We never knew that this is going to be our business. So
Wow.
this happened. She started making idlis, chapatis, dosas, upmas, and all that in the morning, daily a menu. And after that, when they come back in the evening, she used to make some puris, chapatis, pongal, upma, like that. And they were very much impressed and they were very happy with the food, the homely food. And then they later on they started asking, why don't you make some lunch for us? We'll take to our office. Even we are facing problem in the office. So she started making some lunch also for them. And then they started asking, why can't you make some non-vegetarian for us? Then she cooked some curries, some fish, chicken, and all that. So those people were very happy. There were only 15 rooms in the mansion. So around 9 rooms were double rooms and the other 6 rooms were single rooms. So around totally there should be around 25 people in the mansion. So for these 25 people, they didn't have space to sit and have. So in the mansion, my father arranged few tables and chairs. Just 4 or 5 people can, 6 people can sit and have at a time. So for them, they arranged it. Later on, what happened was the nearby mansions, the nearby people, they knew that the food is good here through them, and they started coming in.
Wow.
And then my mom didn't say no. She was a very generous person. She used to offer food for everyone. She never asked for money or something. Those days they used to write in a account book. So daily they have the food, they write themselves, and they themselves settle. She doesn't go check everything and all that. So this happened slowly. We had only 6 people sitting there. So these people found very difficult for them to have the food when the other people from outside come inside. But we didn't have space for it. So every time there will be 10 people standing there till these people finish their food. So years went like this. Those days I was in my schools. I think it was in my kindergartens, and slowly the days went on. At my 7 years of age, I had a sister. So she was also into kindergartens later, And during my 11 years of age, suddenly my mom expired in heart attack. My sister was 2.5 years of age. So suddenly my dad became helpless. He used to cook well. He used to support my
Oh,
mom.
he used to cook as well.
He used to cook as well. He used to buy things for her, help her, and do everything. And he also started cooking, and he became more good than her in cooking. At that point of time, my mom expired. I was in my sixth grade, I think. And my sister was only 2.5 years age. So he couldn't manage the mess alone. We had 2, 3 servants there. With the help of them, he used to cook and run the show. We were in the schools. So years went like this. So almost after my mom expired, a year after that, since my sister was very small, my grandmom and all advised him to get married again. So they saw a girl from their related side and got married again. So again, I was in college after that. I have 2 more sisters after that. So totally 3 sisters. My father is the only earning person. I was in my colleges. So after my college, I used to come back. I used to see all the accounts. I used to...
Until that time, it was still working exactly in the same mansion?
Yes.
Oh, there was still the 6-seat,
No.
place for...
That is like after my second mom came in, there was a bomb blast in Coimbatore. Those times, new mansions has come up with modern facilities and all that. Our mansion has become very old, and after bomb blast, there were no good business those days. Each and every room started being vacant. So those times, what I did was, I took one room which became vacant first and put 2, 3 tables more. Another 10 people can sit there.
God.
Actually, we don't have a house. We have one room allocated by the landlord as an house inside the mansion.
Oh, you were also staying
among
there.
that 15 rooms, one room was allocated for us. That is our house. We used to stay there. I was born there. So rest 14 rooms were there. In that, one room got vacant, and I converted it as a mess, adding 10 more seats there. And later, one more other room got vacated. I took that also. So slowly, I started taking all these 6 rooms in the ground floor. So almost we added up 60 seats there in the ground floor. And we have one first floor. There we used to put our staff's accommodation in the first floor. So this was in my college days. So those days, 60 seats happened. And even then, people will be waiting outside to have food. This was somewhere in 94, 96, 98, those days. So I used to go to college. I used to come back. I used to take care of the billing and the salary disbursements, vendor payments. Because my father was the only person who used to go to the market in the morning. He used to buy all meats, vegetables, and every week he goes to buy groceries. He buys in his own scooter and brings it. Those days and all, people will not come and supply it to our places like how it's now. So he used to go bring everything. He wanted to go buy everything, seeing everything directly, and he used to purchase on his own taste.
I think that is how the older generation of restaurateurs used to do anyway.
He used to buy, he used to cook, and he used to serve. And starting from purchase till the people consumes it and finishes, he's there end to end. So people love it. They used to say vanakkam when they go like this. Ayya, romba nalla saapadu. We are very happy. In Tamil, they used to say that. So he became very addicted to that. So he never thinks about the money or the bill or whatever they pay. So those days, our restaurant was the only, I cannot say that as a restaurant, it's a mess actually those days. Our mess was the only hotel there which gives unlimited food. So those days, everywhere you see, there will be limited food. So till now, Haribhavanam has not served a limited meal.
Oh,
Our
wow.
meals are always unlimited. Even
Like everything in that meal is
no,
is
the
refillable?
meal, exactly what I say is the white rice
Okay.
and the curries. What we give for the meal is unlimited. We have not even sold a single plate of limited meal till now in our history. So he made it as a point that we will never sell a limited meal, because those days he faced a lot when he didn't have enough food.
Hmm.
So even we don't make separate food for our staffs. So the same food which is made for the customer is consumed by us and consumed by the
Beautiful.
staffs also.
That is very, very good.
So we still follow that.
I think one thing that doesn't happen in restaurant industry
Yeah,
is
in
this.
any industry, they don't do that. But we never make a meal for them. So always the same sambar, the same curries, the same rice, and the same water for the staff as well as for us and for the customers also. That is one practice we are following till now. And quality, he doesn't compromise at all. That has become a word in the market. See, when we go to the market, there is always an allocated area of vegetable which is allocated for the restaurant. They say this particular category is for the restaurant. You can
Correct.
take from that.
Yeah.
But he never takes that. You give me what I ask. Whatever money you ask, I am giving you. You don't say what I should purchase, whether it's a meat or a vegetable or a grocery.
Yeah.
So that has become a practice. And till now we are following that. Because of that, the cost of our production is higher than the market standards. But still, he says, this is the standard which I've set. Don't get away from this. Once you get away from this, don't do this business. That is what he has told us.
I read that it was fondly called, people used to call it Raju Mess.
Yes. His name is Raju. So they call it as a Raju Mess. We never named our restaurant. As I told you, this Haribhavanam is not at all our name. The name doesn't belong to us. It was the name of a mansion where my father went and got employed himself. So later years, we bought that place. That place was bought by us. And that name of Haribhavanam was the name of the last son of Mr. P. Venkatachalam Chettiar, who is the landlord who gave my father an employment. His name was Hari Krishnan. Still, they are in connection with us. They are a good friend of us, family friend of us. I invite them for every other function of our family.
That is amazing. And do you operate that property?
Yes. Till last 2 years, we had that property. And unfortunately, we have to close that restaurant for some reasons, like it is a small lane. It's actually 14 feet lane. And those days it was okay. But nowadays the problem is even our food truck, which carries the food from the central kitchen, it can't enter that lane. It has become like a mobile bazaar. Both sides they park the two-wheelers, and even our vehicle can't enter and come back. And the building has become very, very old. And we couldn't demolish it and rebuild it in that small lane. And there is problem of drainage, drinking water, and all the bowel waters, all these things. So we couldn't renovate, even though we have all the restaurants in a very, very class level. We are the number one non-vegetarian restaurant in Coimbatore now, the biggest one, and the number of branches in Coimbatore. But we couldn't develop that restaurant. So we gave that place to a textile showroom person. So they are going to build a big textile showroom, and they are going to bring us inside as a food court there in the same location. So we gave it to them.
Got it. But in some way or the other, you'll come back operating.
Yeah. Maybe again in some months we might be back there. Other than that, slowly after my graduation, I started my own restaurant, and I started expanding next. And then came the requirement for a central kitchen, because it has become 3 restaurants. So the taste, consistency, the differences will be there.
Bala, before you jump to that, right? I actually want to know this a little deeper. So you said that you, of course, watched your father doing this from very early childhood, and you were talking about how you were also working in that restaurant while you were in college. I read you were the MBA Son in those days, and I think what year are we talking about? When did you do your MBA?
I did my graduation in 94.
94.
It was a bachelor's in business administration. I finished it in 97 and I joined my MBA in 97 and finished in 99.
Yeah, those days MBA was not something that was as common and fashionable as today. Or rather, I would say it was not this common, at least for sure, right? And why MBA? Why did you go for MBA? Because business was thriving. You were already helping your father. I'm sure going into post-graduation also might have, that will mean that you'll be staying away from the business for, a couple more years. What led to that decision? And then when you came back, what was it like taking over the business or working inside the business as a second generation?
Okay. Truly speaking, I'm not a good student in studying. I was always a last bencher. But during my school times, my father used to have some cattle at home. Since we are having a mess, he wanted the milk also to be very quality. When we buy milk from outside, it's not that quality. So he started keeping 3 or 4 cattle at home. We had few milking cows at home. Even I used to take care of the cows. So I used to milk myself. I used to milk. And I used to go buy the feed for them. I used to bath them. I used to do all things and take care of the mess also. Starting from my school days, I used to do this. So since I was born inside this mess itself, so from my first day onwards till now, we are being there along with them daily, with the employees. So when I go to my schools, when I sit beside my friends, they used to say, "You are smelling like the cow smell is there." You would have known that smell of the milking and cow comes like a milkman. When you go nearby, you'll have that smell. And they avoid sitting near to me, saying
Wow.
that it smells like that. So those days I used to come and cry with my dad. People are saying like this. And my dad said, "That's okay. That's our business. You need not worry about it. Let them do whatever they want. You carry on." So I used to cry for months with my dad. And when I used to go to college, also the same issues. But I never worried about it. Afterwards, when my dad told me what it is, I understood. Okay, this is our business. We need not worry about it. And I'm engaged in every part of work in the business. So when I finished college, those days there were no educational consultants or somebody to advise us to go study this. This has got scope. Nowadays you go Google or ask some consultant what to study, what is the scope, everything. But those days there was no persons like that, no guidance for us. When our friends say that we'll go here, we'll go join that college, I went along with them, joined the BBM for no reasons. I didn't know for what reason I joined the BBM. Since my friends are going and join, I accompanied them. We went and joined. So like that, 3 years went off. I got graduated. So because of BBA, I thought the masters. My father said, "You study again. You study how much ever you want." So I thought we'll do a masters. No idea about MBA and all that. What masters? Okay, we did a BBA. Let us do MBA. I went and joined MBA.
That was in Coimbatore as well?
Sorry?
Where was this?
This was in Coimbatore only. It was in Karpagam College of Management. So I did my BBM in Sri Nehru Mahavidyalaya. So,
but by that time, what was the size of business by the time you went for MBA?
When I went for MBA, the size of business is somewhere around 60 seats. The same old, I said, no? We converted the 6 rooms, 10 seats each, 60. By the time we bought a house opposite, so our room also is being given to that mess. So every room, 10 people can, it will still be the same setup of a mansion room, still have the cots, the cupboards, everything, but it will have a table, chair, the other side will be a cot.
Oh, okay.
So people will come have put their kids on the cot. They'll make them lie down. Even they finish their meal, they take rest for some time. It is something kind of a setup like a home. That is what people liked a lot. They feel like home. And they come see everywhere. Those days there were no gas cooking and all that. Those days it was all firewood cooking. They used to see literally inside the kitchen and everything, because the setup is kitchen, the table, seating, everything is integrated. They can see the whole thing. They can see the person who is cutting the chicken. They can see the firewood cooking there. They see the firework dum biryani happening there. Everything they can see. So they felt very happy for it. And we used to make something called a karandi omelette. They used to make the omelette in a spoon, keeping the spoon inside the firewood cooking.
In a spoon?
Yeah. They used to say it as, the saddle.
Yeah.
This saddle, they used to keep it inside the firewood stove, and they used to break the egg. They beat it. They put it in the saddle with little oil, and they keep turning it like a paniyaram. It becomes an omelette.
Correct.
So the flavor of the egg joins with the fire, ash, and that smell, and it's a beautiful aroma.
Yeah.
So that is the signature item of our mess. Actually, they used to call it as a karandi omelette in our place. It is still there in the menu. So,
and do you still cook it the same way?
No, now we have changed to all gas.
Now there's no wood fire.
Now there is no wood fire cooking because of the pollution, the atmosphere of the kitchen and all that is totally changed. Now we have made it as a very clean and neat and hygienic kitchen. And people are not ready to work in firewood now. So that was our signature item those days. So like this it happened when I finished my MBA, I came out. What we studied, I wanted to implement in the mess. But my father is very strict in certain things. When I came inside, I wanted to first have a menu card. But my father used to tell me that no menu card. If there is 30 items in the menu, for each customer, we have to say all the 30 items and ask him what he wants. And I used to argue with him. He says, no, you have to say no menu card. Without knowing to him, I'll print some menu cards and give it to the customer. If he sees that, he will throw it away. And I wanted to give some uniform to the staffs. He never allows it. Whatever dress they are wearing, with that dress, they are comfortable. Even with lungis, they used to serve those days. And they'll be very, very fast. Not like the waiters now. All the boys who are serving will be around 15, 18 years of age. They will be rapid fast. Once a person comes in, 20 minutes, they will get out of the mess. But nowadays, for taking a order itself, it takes 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Those days, people used to admire how fast they are giving. My father will get engaged in cooking. My father will get engaged in serving them. He only serves the meal. The white rice, he only will keep serving everyone. And he used to ask them, eat little more. Eat little more. Don't have one single curry and lot of rice. Try little with all curries. I will give you 10 varieties of curries. This is how he used to tell them, like a mom, like a wife who serves food for their father or husband. He used to do that. Till now, people used to say that how your father used to serve us, the hospitality which he gave. He never looked for money. So he had direct contact with all the customers. So everyone knows him.
Which I think is also the foundation of a long-standing business.
Since I studied MBA, I wanted to implement things like this: uniforms, menu cards, and we didn't have a name board. I told you, the name of the mansion is the address for us. So that's why people started calling it as Haribhavanam. And we didn't put a name as Raju Mess also. Since my dad's name is Raju, they used to call it as Raju Mess. Some people say the omelette is very famous here, the Karandi omelette. Karandi Mess, they used to say. So I used to tell my father, we should have our own name. Why can't we put a name board? He never allowed to keep a name board. And I wanted to have a billing machine to bill it. First and all, he used to just say it in mouth. They used to ask how much. He used to say 80 rupees. They pay 80 rupees and more. And I didn't want this kind of setup. There is no kind of accountability or something. I wanted to create a billing system. And without his knowledge, I bought a billing system and I used to keep it hiding inside the cupboard. When he is not there, I used to enter everything in the system. When he is there, I used to write it. Later, what all I wrote, I used to convert it into bill. And later in the night, I used to take the report and see how much this has gone, and I used to reconcile it. And he never did that, and he didn't want me to do that also. Likewise, all areas, he never allows me to do things. Because he didn't wanted to expand this thing. He wanted this to be that much only. He is very much satisfied in himself cooking, himself serving and all that. And that is when I got really pissed off. And I told my dad, you are not allowing me to do anything. He said, I never put you in schools to come and develop my mess. You can go take care of your own career. But I had a lot of interest towards this. At that point...
Oh, he didn't want you to join this?
No, he didn't want me to come inside this. So it's a very struggling industry, you know how hard it is. Sure. Everyone wants their son to be to lead a very good and clean and white-collar job and all that. He used to take me in his bikes when he goes to market and all that, and he shows me, see, he didn't study. That's why he's pulling a cart. See, he studied well. That's why he's become a collector. See, this guy studied well. He's sitting in a bank, see, working under the fan. So this is how he taught me, and he didn't want us to come inside his business, and he never had an idea of expanding. So at that point of time, really, I wanted to implement all these things in somewhere. That is when one guy, when I was passing on the road, he caught my hands and took me to one place and showed me, see, there is a very good place here. Can you start a restaurant here? I was busy running to my mess in the afternoon. I said, I'll come in the evening. He said, no. Just few minutes, come with me. He took me. He didn't allow me to go. He took me, dragged me to that place and showed me this is the place. When I saw that place, that was a newly construction is going on. It's a very nice place that had a lodging hotel also, and it has a permit bar also. And I said, okay, I'll see you in the evening. I came back. And from that moment onwards, this started running in my mind. My dad is not allowing me to do this, but I need to do this. And I didn't want to go work for someone. Studying an MBA is not just to develop somebody else's business. Why can't you develop your own business? I thought that moment it struck in my mind. So should we go work with someone? Because I never had any idea about my career. I thought we should live abroad, especially Canada. I don't know why I wanted to go to Canada. Because I liked the Canada flag. Maybe those days we used to collect the currencies, stamps, all these things. I like Canada very much. So I thought I wanted to go to Canada. This is what in my mind. At one point of time, I took a U-turn thinking, why should I go to Canada? What is the point in me going to Canada? First of all, my mom is not there. I have second mom and 3 sisters. My last sister was born when I was doing my MBA. When I was in my college, she was born on that day. I met with a bike accident that day. Even my father didn't come and see me. He had so much of angry towards me. Since I am not listening to his words. So, like these things happened during those days. But that time I thought, why can't we go and start a restaurant there? When I took my father there and showed him the place, he said, no. I never put you in schools and colleges to start a hotel. Your career is different, you go away. But I was very particular in that. And he didn't help me financially to do that. But still, the whole management was with me. Those days, when I was in schools also, he gave the whole financial thing to me. He used to daily submit his bills to me, whatever his personal spendings. He used to take it from me. So the whole control of accounts and finance was with me. That was one thing which helped me those days to start up a restaurant. But still, I thought of starting a restaurant.
So you took that
Without
place.
knowing to him, I started taking up few steps. I had a Maruti 800 car. So that car was a Pondicherry registration, used second-hand car. I have the book. That was the only property which I have. Other than that, I don't have any money or anything. So one good friend of mine is there in Puliambatti, a place around 70 kilometers away from Coimbatore. He's a financier. So I took the vehicle book, took a bus, and went there to Puliambatti. Those days, I didn't have money to put so much of petrol and go so long. So I took a bus and went to him, and I gave the car book, and I asked him, "Can you help me with some money? I'm planning to open it." He is also a customer of our mess. He knows very well. He likes our food very much. Often he comes there. So he was interested in giving me money to start a restaurant. He asked me how much you want. I didn't have any idea about it. I said 50,000. This is actually in 2000. 2000. 50,000. Okay, he said. The vehicle cost those days when I bought it was around 70 to 80,000 rupees. So he said 50,000. Okay, within his budgets. And he gave me 50,000. I gave the book, signed wherever he asked, took the money, directly came there, went and talked to the landlord. At that time, my age was 22 completed. This particular landlord, they didn't believe me those days because I was a small boy. How can you run this? And how will you invest? Did your father agree for it? Bring your father. All these things. And I said the whole story to them. See, this is my ambition to do, but my father is not allowing. How can you do it without the help of your father? You go bring him. Then I made them understand after a week. I took them to my mess. I made them have all the meal. I served myself personally. And I introduced my dad also. That is when he asked me, what did I tell you? What are you doing? So I said, I'm doing something, Daddy. I'll tell you. So they came, have the food. They went. They saw the setup. They saw how struggling we are doing that business. How's the taste? How's the crowd? Everything. And they had that new restaurant there. Earlier, there was a restaurant which they closed, demolished, and they constructed the new building. They have a hotel also. They have a bar also. They also are there in a need of a restaurant there. So next time when I went and met them, they are really impressed with the food and the service which we gave, and they saw the entire setup. They said, okay, but how can you do it? How can you do it alone without the help of your father? I said, I will do it. Believe me, I have 50,000. I told them. They said, you need to pay advance. I didn't know that I need to pay an advance. I asked them how much. It's 600 rupees a day. The rental is. So it's almost 18,000 per month. It's only the ground floor alone I have taken. So the advance alone, 10 months you need to give.
10 months?
10 months advance you to give. So it is almost 1,80,000 rupees. I have only 50,000 in my hand. And I told them I can't pay advance. I'll daily pay you the rent. And luckily they agreed for it. And I was paying daily rent those days. So this thing happened. I had 50,000 with me. I went and gave advance for the kitchen equipment. That itself went around 25,000 as an advance, and the chair, tables. And I wanted to buy a system. That is my ambition for billing. And those days I bought a TVS all integrated one billing system. So 50,000, finish. Lot of things to do. No money. Nobody else to give a single rupee. Again, I took a bus, went to the same person again. And I told him, this money got over. Can you help me with some money more? He asked me how much. I asked, can you give me another 50,000? He said, your vehicle itself is only 80,000 when you bought. We value it only for 70,000. I can give only 50,000, not more than. When I made him understand, this is my situation. I'm stuck in between. Please help me. And he gave me another 50,000 and said, don't ask me more. I came with that, did something. In another 2-3 days, this also went off. So again, nobody else to ask. Again, I went to him asking for money. He said, I can't do it. And I said, I will never cheat you. I will give back your money with all your interest. Believe me and support me. He again gave a 50,000. I took it and came, did like this. Repeated times I went and met him, and I almost took 4 lakhs from him
Oh,
those
wow.
days.
Wow.
So somehow I managed to finish the restaurant and I opened. My father was
Either he liked you a lot or he liked your food a lot.
maybe the food, not me. And then I'm going to start the restaurant. My father is coming. He's having still a lot of anger on me, thinking that I'm saying so much, you're not listening to me. But I am stubborn on what I wanted to do. I started the restaurant. With the help of the other mess, I'm starting this restaurant. So mostly, a lot of things will be prepared there, and I bring it here. And when I come and start this restaurant, initially I faced a lot of problems like labor
But
problems, water.
did you
drainage.
name it Haribhavam?
Yes, I named it as Haribhavanam. Under that, I put Raju Mess. That is
Oh.
when I branded it. I put an arch, writing it says Haribhavanam. Inside the arch, I put Raju Mess below. That was the actual concept. Inside Haribhavanam only, we started. And people say it as Haribhavanam, and some people say it as Raju Mess. So I put both the names and I started. In 2002, we started. It took one and a half years these days time to prepare the entire thing, and their construction has to be over and all these things. 2002, I started. So I struggled a lot, because I didn't have a name there. When I came and put the name here, people didn't know that this is a branch of that restaurant. Because I didn't have a name there. There's no name board as Raju Mess.
Correct.
So the new people will not know where this person is from, which particular brand is this. It took 2 years for me to prove that. By that time, I was paying him proper interest. I repaid him properly. Whatever happens, somewhere I'll do something and I'll first pay my debts. And I never kept any debt from vendors or the landowner for rent or electricity. Everything I used to do it on time. So everyone is happy. But still I have a lot of debts outside. Those days itself, I had around 18 lakhs debt. Because the business didn't support well. I couldn't prove that this Haribhavanam's branch is the one which I started.
So it's been 24 years since.
Yes.
Technically
71 was our established actually.
71 is when your dad started.
91.
71 is
1971 he started.
Is when your dad started.
Yeah.
So it's 54 years.
Now it is 55 years old now. But during those days when I started my restaurant, it was around 31 years. And I was 23 years those days. So...
And from there, at what point did your father, turned around in his idea of, okay, you're doing this business and probably this has legs, and allowed you to do all the new things that you're bringing
He
in
knows to a certain extent. After that, I will not hear what he says. So he left me. But I struggled a lot, in the sense, I lost a lot of money, but he never knows it. And since this mess is there, I used to adjust a lot.
But who was cooking now at the new restaurant?
New restaurant, I hired people, but the basic things and all, I will cook from there and bring it. So we had only meals, biryani like that in our mess. But when I come here as a restaurant, when we have a hotel and a bar, I should have everything. So I started having roti, naan, tandoor, Chinese, grill, everything I started here. So for that, I need people and all. So for your information, those days, all our cooks are only ladies. Not even a single cook will be gents. All our cooks are ladies. So that is why this has become like a homely food. All housewife who are residing nearby, they used to come for work. Each one will be well versed in one thing. One will be well versed in curries, one will be well versed in vegetarian, one in biryani, like that. So that kind of setup exists in our mess. So I used to cook everything, take it in a Maruti Omni van and bring it here. Rest everything like parota, chapati, dosa, roti, naan and all, we make it here.
Got it.
So I clubbed everything. I did a good job and everything was well, but the customer support was not like where we had in our mess. So 2 years I struggled, faced all the problems and a lot of debts also. Later I got married in 2003. Luckily something changed and totally the thing got reversed. I paid up all my debts, cleared up everything. Customers turned up. This business started growing and giving me profits. I paid him.
So basically, it's your wife that turned it around.
I should say that. Maybe the time she came in, everything turned up. And then my daughter was born. And after that, I started air conditioning on the first floor. And again, we started a rooftop on the same building on the rooftop. So it started giving me profits. I cleared all my debts. That person is still there. His name is Babu. He's from Coimbatore. Still, he's a very good friend of mine, family friend. He comes for all my functions.
I can see this clear theme that all the people, that you're talking about who helped you or who you worked with, they continue to be, they continue to be, from the landlord of the mansion to the one who gave you the debt to start, an almost unreasonable amount of debt from the collateral that you put in. I also see that same theme in the customer side, where Haribhavan customers, I'm sure you must still be getting the older generation who might not have probably had it at the first one, but I'm sure you have customers who are coming for last 20, 30, plus years.
Correct.
And I think this question is more about what's, how do you see it today? I come from a very similar mindset where I believe that anything that is worth having and anything that is good needs a lot of compounding, needs a few decades worth of aging before it can be of real value. Short term, if things go up, they also come down very, very quickly. And I feel it's almost, the law of nature. When you look back today at Haribhavan, where it is today, do you actually recognize that as your strength, or is it also a weakness why, you don't want to take the brand outside of a certain city because it becomes your comfort zone where you have so much compounding, where everybody knows you, from customers to your employees, to your vendors, to your debtors, everybody, knows you. Does it become the shackles, the chains, or is that something that you still see as a massive strength?
No, I still see it as a strength. But things which make me comfort in Coimbatore is like, as you said, Coimbatore is a very beautiful and clean and neat city. 5 things has to be mentioned when you say Coimbatore, particularly the climate of Coimbatore, since we are surrounded by the Western Ghats. A beautiful climate next to Bangalore. Coimbatore is having a very good climate. So no humid, always pleasant. The temperature levels are good. And the next thing is water. The Sirvani water is the 3rd sweetest water in the world. Because of the water, people will never hate Coimbatore. And the respect of the people of Coimbatore, the way they talk, the respect, entire Tamil Nadu, Coimbatore is the place where they give more of respect to whoever people from whichever districts. So all these things make Coimbatore very, very beautiful. And the city is very small. And mostly native people of Coimbatore. So these are 5 things which make beautiful Coimbatore. Mostly we people from Coimbatore, we don't go outside Coimbatore much. As you have seen, all the brands from entire India has peeped inside Coimbatore. But not even a single brand from Coimbatore has gone outside Coimbatore.
Yep, I see that.
You can very clearly see that. That is because of the comfort zone where we work. So this comfort is not there in a metro city. It has become more commercial. But where we are there, that hospitality is very, very great in Coimbatore. So we got set to it. And we actually don't see it as a numbers. Particularly we as a Haribhavan, I don't see this business as a number. I don't want to make more of branches. I don't want to make this branch available in all cities. Certain things are good when it is there in their place. So, say for example, if it is a Tirunelveli halwa, it is only good if we get that halwa in Tirunelveli. If it is available all over the country, the fame for it goes off. Likewise, we wanted us to be featured in that way. When you go to Coimbatore, what is famous in Coimbatore? Haribhavanam is famous in Coimbatore for non-vegetarian. That is how I wanted it to be. Maybe the third generation which is going to come, they might take it in a different dimension. But till I am there, I wanted this to be only within Coimbatore. So that I have not expanded outside Coimbatore. Like how you got children's, I used to see my branches. Each and every restaurant I go, I myself sit and make the drawings with the architects, selection of materials, even a dustbin or a floor mat. I used to go myself personally, how I go for my home to buy. Likewise, we go buy everything, set up everything and do everything. So it's not just a commercial premises for me to earn money. It has become a part of our family because we, from the beginning, we were along with the business, working with them, sitting with them, having food with them, going functions of their families, whatever, good or bad, we will be there for the function. So that is how I started doing this. So I started enjoying it doing that. See, when you have 2 kids, you can have monitor on them. When you have 4 kids, at least you can manage. When you have more than 10 kids, you will not know who is doing where what. So I see my restaurants like that. Whatever is there in my eyesight, till that length I can monitor my business. I can take care of the business. I will not leave it like that. But once it goes beyond my eyesight, say for the next city or district I go, the eyesight will get reduced and my attention will come low, and automatically the quality or the service will start to deteriorate. So I didn't want it to happen that. Maybe we can put it as a system and start monitoring it and do it. But me being a single person, I will not be able to do that. Maybe when I become a big team with all my children's coming back and forming a proper system, maybe I should be able to do it in future. I will have to do it. But till now,
and that's a question that I want to ask. Given that you were the second generation joining the business,
yes,
and you had friction with your father to for him to implement whatever you wanted, for both the reasons. One, he wanted to do it his way. Two, he didn't want you to be a part of this business because restaurant is a harsh business. In those days it was much harsher, but even today restaurant industry is a 24/7 industry. Even if you are not in the kitchen, if you're not in that heat, mentally you're always on, because your restaurant is always on. Somebody's actually feeding, eating there. Things can go wrong, all the time. What do you think about your third generation, your second generation joining the business? And do you already, one, do you want them to join in? And two, how do you see, now that you are in your father's shoes, how do you see, when they will come with radical ideas, which will almost feel like that what you have done is not cool enough? They will tell you, what should be done. How do you plan on battling that?
I should really say that because my father never wanted me inside this business, but that was for a reason. He didn't want me to struggle in this business.
Sure.
But what I thought was, why can't we convert this as a solution? Why did we study MBA? We should be able to give solution for this. The business is good. Instead of working for somebody else, why can't you work for your own company and develop the company?
Sure.
That is why you study management of business administration. So my father agreed it after a long period of time. That is around when I started my third restaurant. That was one of the class of the kind. I started a restaurant. Those days, that was the number 1 restaurant in Coimbatore with all facilities, with all latest upgrades. Then he agreed. He really appreciated me. I built a system. And later he started agreeing to what all I say. This particular time, which I told you, he was totally against me. But once I proved, then he agreed.
Sure.
The same ways, I didn't want my children to take up this on my decision. So I told them, this is what is our situation. My dad created it. I brought up to this level. If you are interested to take up this and develop this and make this as your business, you can carry on. Or else, till my lifetime, let me hand it and then do whatever I like. You can select your own career. But luckily, they were very much interested to come inside this and develop this. So I put them in same industry, food science and management, food science and research. They are doing them. That studies. Maybe when they come inside, I have ideas to expand. So the problem with this industry is like now the new generation youngsters, the habit of eating is totally different. I can see that. We actually have few outlets in the malls also. So the youngster people who come there, they really go to the MNCs like KFC or McDonald's or Pizza Hut or whatever they want, Taco Bell. They like to buy the rolls, they like to buy the fries, they like to have it in their hand, take a picture, post it in the Instagram. And they didn't really want to have our parotas and biryanis. So that is where I thought, what will be the situation of this food business after a decade again? So that is where I realized the eating habit will totally change. Now the youngsters are very much concentrated on the hygiene, the nutrition values, and the caloric values. They go to gym, they work out, they didn't want to have a belly, stomach. So they actually plan it. Still they have junk, they have plans for it. So our food should be converted as a modern food, which an youngster will feel proud to have it in his hands and post it in the Instagram. So what will we do? We have to give our biryanis in a roll format, maybe like a burrito, something like that. Maybe a parota in that format.
Are you doing that?
No, we are working on it.
Oh, wow.
We are working on it. Soon, we'll be able to bring these youngsters inside us. Still, youngsters are having our food, but I feel a lot of people go outside just for the packaging or the style of the food or something like that. Have you ever seen a person eating a parota in the Instagram or a biryani in the Instagram? But you can see a person who's eating a pizza or a sandwich or a burger or a fries. They feel proud to post it. So we should have a product like that or convert our product to that so that he grabs it, eats it, drives it, or works along with it. So something like this we have to do. For this, nutritional values are required. Packaging should be proper. The branding should be very good. So the labeling should be proper. So for this, shelf lives are there. We should know the science behind it. I'm not a food science student. So where will I go? I have asked my children to study on it. So in future, we will have to fusion a lot of foods, give it in such kind of packaging with all mentions like nutrition values or caloric values, all these things, and bring these generation also inside our customer base.
So you have two children.
I have two children.
Right? So what are they doing?
They are doing their bachelor's in science they are studying in America.
In food science.
Food science. So they will be back in 1 or 2 years. They should be back. And we are doing still the research is on. In the vacation times, they are coming and working on it. By the time I need to set my base, as you said, the basement should be properly, foundation should be great. I'm doing that work. So stopping that, if I go for expansion, I will not be able to set my base for the future. So I have stopped expanding. I've started working on this. So that is what the plans are. Now we have around 1,000 people working with us. We have 10 outlets. We have 1,000 people working with us. We are closely doing to 100 crores turnover now. I'm
Wow.
happy with it.
With 10 stores, you have 1,000 people.
Yeah.
That's a crazy number of people per
Yeah,
store.
all these stores are 200 seaters, 160, 280. So all big restaurants, which has 60, 70 car parks. So it's all huge restaurants. We are going at decent numbers. So I don't want to run behind numbers. I don't want to expand it a lot where it dilutes. Lot of brands I have seen expanding a lot and getting diluted.
I saw when we were researching, I got to see that you recently, few years back, converted to a private limited company. Up until now, it was running a proprietorship, if I'm not.
It was a family partnership concern.
Got
So my
And,
dad was there as a partner.
Sure.
My mom was there. So later stages, we started converting it as a private limited company. We wanted to create systems. So till now, our systems are very, very clear. We don't do a second accounting. Even we consume a food at my restaurant, I bill it, I pay it. Even I pay the tip for the server or the bearer who serves the food. He should not feel that a owner has come and occupied a seat and he has spoiled my earning. So if a customer is sitting at that place and having a food, he would have earned 20 or 50 bucks a tip from him. So when I go there, I tip him more than that so that he feels happy when I go and sit there. Even a person who delivers food to my home, bill has to be raised and it has to be paid from my pocket.
Beautiful.
No, nothing complimentary. So even we are paying tax for that.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong.
Yep.
That should be the system. And I should know every month what am I spending for my own this thing, or if my friend or relative comes to my restaurant, whatever they will raise the bill on my name, I will go pay it from my pocket. So that I will know how much I have spent complimentary and I will know the pain of it. And the system will not get disrupted. So there will be proper accountability. When I start billing myself, no one will feel like taking something on complimentary or free. I myself am billing. Will they do that? So I wanted this system. So I wanted everything to be system. I did my complete systems in ERP, recipe, accountability, private limited, and everything. We have started doing everything. So in few months we should be done up with all these things.
When you're saying that you're not looking at expansion to further stores for now till your children come back and you basically start the next phase of growth, I also saw that you converted to a private limited company, but you also started doing structured financing and debt. Is there a path to private equity eventually? Is that something that you're thinking about?
As of now, no. That is what I wanted to mention as we should finish all our formalities of doing all these setups. Once it is done, once we are ready for takeoff, then we can go for that. As of now, I am saying that I am not ready for takeoff.
I think that kind of awareness mixed with
Maybe a
ambition
lot of people are doing that. At this point of time itself, they're going for private equity or they're going for franchise. I'm totally against franchise. I never franchise my brand. I will never franchise my brand. If I would have given franchise, I would have had more than 100 branches now.
Why do you say that you're against franchising?
Franchisee, according to me, is like me raising up your child. How will it be? You should raise your child and I should raise my child. If I ask my friend to raise up my child, it will be like that only. You know the pain of building the brand. You know the trust which you have built. When it gets spoiled, you will get the pain of it.
I mean, you can think
But
about
a franchisee will never know that.
But you can think about franchising as adoption, no?
Yeah, maybe. That is anyways an adopted kid, right? There is a difference. And I didn't want to do that because this franchisee works well with a Western kind of food. Because everyone go work with the SOP. But here in our South Indian or Indian or Chettinad kind of food, they will not work on SOP. There you can say that take the burger bun, put the patty, put the cucumber, put the tomatoes, put the sauce, wrap it, cover it, put the sauce and give it. This will not happen in a South Indian. Those are a
any
biryani.
curry-based cuisine has its own
Will not
complexity.
happen.
Yeah.
So you will have to be along with the journey with them and maintain your consistency. If you put SOP and give and you just go off, that's it. They will not follow that. But you will have to make them follow that. In future, we have to. So that is where we are working on it. How to bring SOP in our kind of cuisine. How to go as per recipe. Even though we give them recipes, they work as per their experience. Even though we give measurers, they measure through their hands. Because they know, they say that we know very well. If we measure it in a spoon, it goes wrong, they say. But we should make them, no, that is not the way. This is the way which we can standardize. We need to give consistent food. Correct?
Yeah.
So we are trying to work on everywhere. But I've seen a lot of brands which have expanded a lot and got diluted. And they are not happy with what they are doing it. They might not say it outside. They will have to run behind the numbers. See, once they go for private equity, you are taken on a ride. You will have to run. They will say you run. It's like a horse which has been taken for a race. If you don't run, you'll get hit at the back. Because you are on the ride. I didn't want to take up a chance like that. Yeah. You have signed up for it. I will take my own time, slow and steady. Nothing I need to prove to someone. And how much ever I earn, I'm going to have the same to idli and same to dosas. Not more than that.
And 100 crores is good enough for that.
That's enough for a family or any individual. And I didn't want to buy a lot of assets and keep it for my children. I think that is the wrong way to raise a kid. You should not give more of assets. I like to give them a lot of liabilities. I used to put them always committed. They have to run behind it.
They should only have a purpose.
See, you give everything to them. Then why will they run? There's no fire within them.
That's true.
Once something is not there, you run behind it. You wanted to buy a car, you wanted to have a house. Now you know the children's, this generation children's are not like us. We wanted a big house. We want a lot of cars. But they say, why will I require such a big house? They wanted a single bedroom apartment with a studio apartment. They want with a small pantry. They don't even want a kitchen. They say, I don't know to cook and I don't have time to cook. Why will I have a kitchen? So such a 2 kitchens, 3 kitchens, 5 cars, 10,000 square feet house. I can't maintain all these. We will go take up an Airbnb, weekend vacation. I will go hire a car, whichever I want. Every week I will hire one car. Who will maintain this car? Who will wash this car? Who will pay insurance for this car? Why have you done this? They are asking us. So such a kind of attitude they have got now. Then why they need so much of property? If you have 100 acres of property, they say, who will go and maintain this? I can't even walk and see this 100 acres property. Why did you create so much? And they ask. I have live examples with me. So everything they want is this much. They wanted a small pantry. When they order it in Swiggy or Zomato, they just wanted to reheat it.
Yep. I think it's more practical.
And they say that we are only 2 in the house. If I want to make a biryani for 2 people in my house, it's going to cost me around 800 to 1,000 rupees. When I order a biryani in Swiggy, just in 300 rupees, it's over and daily have a lot of choices. And this is how the future is going to be. And why you wanted to build big restaurants, 200-seater restaurant, 10,000 square feet house, 5-bedroom houses, 6 cars. Nothing is required as for them, they say. Just a jean and a t-shirt is fine for us. And an Airbnb is okay for us. Just a pantry with a micro oven is okay for us. That is what I hear from the youngsters nowadays.
That is very, very refreshing.
Crazy it is. Where we are looking at, where they are going at. So somewhere this has to be bridged. And we should know what is the requirement in future and act accordingly. And that is when we go expansion for 200 stores, we run here and there. We couldn't even take care of the family, spend time with our spouse or children, go for a vacation. Every time running behind the numbers, getting hit by the private equity partners. What is the use? What are you going to? At my 50 years of age, why should I run so much? It's time for me to take a rest.
Bala, what has changed in you as a person over last 24 years? And I'm talking about, let's say, from the first restaurant till today. If you look back at last 24 years of being a restaurateur, what has changed in you as a person? What are the changes that you see?
I think I matured a lot in these years. I know what to do, what not to do, and what is required in our life, what is lifestyle, and what is the requirement of the people, what are they looking for in a restaurant. Nowadays, when I see few people in the restaurant, I'm really getting scared. You see a lot of complaints today in the Google reviews or the Facebook or Instagram about a lot of brands. So when I go to the restaurant, when I go around, I see few people having small kids, newborn, around 28, 30 days. They take them to Guruvayur temple and feed them the first food. First food is normally in Hindus, they feed it in Guruvayur temple in Kerala. And they come directly. They wanted to give the first non-vegetarian also. They choose our restaurant, they come and feed fish for them.
Wow.
I'm really shocked to see that. So how much belief they should have if they want to feed the newborn kid the first non-vegetarian at our restaurant. So how conscious we need to be, how much we need to focus on the quality, hygiene and everything. So at this point of time,
True that.
nothing is making me to think we have to expand, we have to go all cities, we have to do 1,000 crores turnover, nothing. We should have this same trust with people. So reduce. Even we have closed one outlet. Still we need to close or reduce the outlets. Increase the focus. And don't have 300, 400 items. Reduce the items. Give more focus. See the hygiene levels, FSSAI standards and everything. You know, we procure everything directly. Starting from rice, we take it from the mill. We take it as a load. One Taurus vehicle comes 350 bags along with the rice. Likewise, maida. Likewise, oil. Likewise, pulses. Everything we buy it from the mill directly. No
From the source.
Intermediate people. No middle persons. So that is where it gets contaminated or some duplication, all these things.
So you're not doing it for the price. You're doing it just so that
if we see the price, if you buy one load of rice, it is somewhere around 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs investment. So nobody will do that. There are people who can supply on daily basis and get the bill after 45 days.
Sure.
But here in mill, I need to send the RTGS and get the load. But there will be no duplicacy, 100% fresh. Even the maida which comes to our godown, it will be hot. Even the unloading person cannot unload it on bare back. That hot it will be. The oil, it comes directly from the mill. One load oil is 350 tins, it comes together. I need to pay them together. You will not believe me. Even I buy cylinders from Indian Oil Corporation plant directly. My vehicle goes and takes and comes. We have created that kind of setup just to avoid duplicacy. But the investment is high.
Yeah.
But I will be really confident that there will be no mistake happening in my purchases.
That's amazing.
Likewise, we have got, when I told you about the feeding the kid for first non-vegetarian at my restaurant, that makes me really shiver. So now what we have done is, we are starting up a hypermarket just for this. Because I told you a few items like oil, rice, maida and all that. Everything cannot be bought like this. So what else can be done for this? Now we are starting up an hypermarket for this. So buying everything in bulk from direct for the hypermarket. So the hypermarket will sell everything to my store. So I will get a good amount of business for the hypermarket from my store. Because almost in our turnover, you know how much we will be paying outside for the vendors. So all these business will go inside the supermarket. And we can assure that all the products are directly bought. So now we have started.
That's a fantastic forward integration, but I think I'm way more, impressed by the vision behind it. I think it's just not the expansion of the clever forward integration. It has,
and not also that we have brought a live meat store also inside that, because the meat quantity is more than 1.5 ton per day for us. So we have bought a meat store, which has got all available legal meats in India, fresh. So that we source it from the seashore. Our vehicle goes to the seashore, takes an auction and brings it from Rameshwaram and Cochin and all that, seafoods. And the poultry also, we make sure that it is taken from the farm so that there is no mistake happening in choosing the bird, because there are quality of birds depending on the price. The first quality, second quality, last quality, the damaged ones, the dead ones. There are lots in that. So we should not be affected by that. So we go direct factory in our vehicle, early morning 3 to 4 a.m. in the morning. We load the birds and bring it. Same with all the items. Even the goats, we cut it in our butchery. We daily cut around 35 to 40 goats in our butchery. But everything will be cut in our butchery in front of us. Even it is recorded daily. So that much we take care of the quality. This cannot be done when you go for number of stores like 100 numbers. You cannot maintain it. Say for example, if you're having a central kitchen in Chennai, say for example, in Chennai, you can't have a single central kitchen and operator 10 restaurant or 15 restaurant, because Chennai is so big.
Right.
You cannot hit the east and west with one central kitchen.
Correct.
You will have to have multiple central kitchens. So the system gets decentralized. Then what is the point of me having a centralized kitchen? And the focus will really reduce when you increase the numbers. Say for example, you make 1 liter sambar, your mother makes 1 liter sambar, the same recipe you ask your mother to make 100 liter sambar, it will not happen. When things are smaller, it's really good. When you make it big, so why are you making it big? Just for commercial reasons. What is the commercial behind that? You need to earn. You need to save something for your children. But what if I make so much for my children? I'm spoiling them. He will not work in the future. He will take his friends and go for a trip or go to club every day. He will not sit at office, or he will not work hard to do something, because my father has done everything and kept. What should I do? How will I spend my time? This might be the biggest Googling thing for me. This is what is my aspect of thinking.
That's true.
Maybe that is wrong also.
Most of the mental health
Maybe
crisis,
that is wrong.
No, you're
I
not.
might not be right all the time.
No, you're not right. I mean, it's not really about your kids. I think it applies to actually all of us. Most of the mental health crisis that world is going through right now, it is not because a lot of people think that, oh, it used to happen before as well, and there is just conversation now. Partially true. But a large part of that crisis is also happening now because life is easy in general. Like on a normal day, life is so easy. You don't have to cook. You don't have to wash your clothes. You don't have to, go do any chores where you had to go physically. At a click of a button, everything is happening. Your time is freed up so much that your anxiety or you're thinking random stuff all the time. So what you're saying is true. And with money and ease and not having a purpose, it's actually a much bigger problem.
Yeah, what is the lifestyle you're enjoying in that? So whatever KFC or McDonald's are doing, we cannot say the model is wrong. Maybe that works out for them. Our cuisine is something different. It's very, very sensitive. And we have to work on it a lot to bring that thing to those systems. So it is a little tougher also, but we need to work a lot for it. Maybe we'll have to do it in future, but we will not do as big as that.
Bala, that brings me to my last part of this conversation. As an entrepreneur, life. Of course, you have worked very, very hard, and you continue to work very hard. I see, the passion with which you're talking about the nitty-gritties and the minutest details, which get overlooked, most of the times, and outsiders don't even see that. How do you take care of yourself? What's your routine and what's your way of taking care of yourself? I would love to hear that in all possible ways. How do you take care of your mental health? How do you learn? How do you enrich yourself? Hobbies? What else do you do?
Even though we are so busy, as I said, lifestyle matters a lot. I have not compromised anything. That is why I don't go for expansions, because still now I take care of all my friends, relatives, my sisters, my daughter's son, my wife. I used to go for all functions. I used to spend time. I go to movies. I go every month vacation somewhere. Every year we go abroad. Nothing I have stopped, because whatever you have, the life is meant to live. One life. You have to live it. Don't leave it. So the earnings are only for us. The money is for us. We are not for the money. The business is for us. We are not for the business. Business is business. So a lot of people, they mix these both, and they don't give time for their family. They don't give time for their own personal things. I used to, so much busy schedules also, I used to sing a song daily. That is my passion. And that is my hobby. I'm not a singer. But during my college days, to prevent myself from ragging, I used to go and engage myself in singing and entertain them so that they don't rag me. And that has become a habit to me. So till now, I've sung more than 3,500 songs, and I've recorded everything.
Oh wow! So
Daily, I used to.
How do you do that?
There is an app called Smule. I used to go do that. Daily, I used to sing one song and record it. And next day morning, 6 o'clock, I used to post it to a lot of my friends and relatives. There are around 500 people in my broadcast list. Exactly at 6 a.m.
So you're a Smule power user, huh?
Exactly at 6 a.m. I used to post it. And I used to say them that if my song doesn't come at 6 o'clock, imagine I'm not there. So people will be waiting to see whether the song has reached or not. So I ensure it that I put an alarm by 5:58 in the morning.
Yeah, now you have pressure.
Okay. So 5:58 the alarm rings. I need at least 2 minutes time to get up and post the song. The day before I record and keep it. So wherever I am in the world, if I am there in the US, whatever time is 5:58 in India, I used to keep that time as alarm in that place, and I used to post it. Not even a single day. Some days it has gone wrong. I'm stuck in the flight. It is a 19 hours flight from the US.
Yeah, sure.
So I couldn't post it. Even though I purchased a Wi-Fi in the flight, I couldn't upload a song. I can text. So I texted, sorry, I am in the flight and it's not uploading. All well. Will be uploaded soon. So that much I am into that singing. And I'm really enjoying singing. I used to go to all orchestras or concert. If there is a concert happening, I used to sponsor, and they used to give me a chance to sing in the concert.
Yeah, nice.
And if I go to a wedding reception, there will be a musical thing happening, and all the people will say, "Hey, he sings, bring him inside," and I get a chance there. So something like this, and I travel a lot of places. I go inside the forest for trekking with my friends. I do everything. I'm not stuck with this. And I didn't want my life to be like that. Same ways, I didn't want my children's life also to be there. And if I build more empire like that, they will not be able to take care like me, because we were used to hard work. From scratch we build it. But they will not be able to. So I wanted it to be a compact system so that they enjoy and live their life. I don't want to put them in a tedious situation. Let them enjoy and live. I have created a stage for them. Let them come and put the background and dance. And I didn't want to make them lazy by giving everything.
Beautiful. Bala, this was a fantastic conversation. Thank you for...
This is all my views and opinions. Maybe I'm right somewhere. Maybe I'm wrong somewhere.
I mean, whatever you have done and your success, I don't think many people will be able to disagree even if they want to. But thank you for, opening up, so well. And I think all I heard is, a great example of a consciously run business And I'm sure restaurateurs from the yesteryears and of the future will gain a lot from this. Thank
Sure.
you.
And I'm really happy to be here. And Restoworks, I've heard a lot about Ashish and Restoworks, Possessed, and all your team. I'm really amazed to see your office today and the setup you've created. It's really, really amazing. You've become an inspiration for me in this angle.
Thank you.
I'm really very happy to be here with you all for the session. Thanks a lot for the team too. Thank you all. Thank you.